welcome back. Welcome back. This is your host, Mello Miller. I appreciate you sticking with us through commercial break. We have our Shades of Excellence segment. So you know what time this is. Every week we are highlighting what we feel are standouts in the community, people who are striving to do better, who really is aspiring to be more than just that everyday ho-hum. So we have a special guest, and you would know her as BiddaSweet, and she is the owner and operator of BiddaSweetLife. And so we definitely appreciate her for stopping by. We do want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, what your business is and what you offer, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely, guys. So, of course, as you know, I am BiddaSweet. My company is called BiddaSweetLife because we offer everything that a girl needs to be able to work it, live it, love it on a daily basis. And that's why we say that. So anything from trendy beauty products, as well as accessories, hair and services for hair and wigs as well. We have. You can literally go to my website, www.BiddaSweetLife.com.myshopify. I'm sorry, it's actually BiddaSweetLife.myshopify.com, so I can get that right for everybody. And you can get everything that you need to be a baddie. Right on deck.
Got you.
Perfect. We will share the link, so just in our description. So definitely pay attention to that and stop by. I've seen her products and reviews as well that you posted. People definitely happy and with your product. I know it's definitely high quality stuff there. What inspired you to really go this route and open your business?
Well, to be honest, after so many years of just working, sacrificing, and investing my time building capital for other people's businesses and dreams, literally from the ground up for some of these, businesses that I worked for before, I decided that it was about time to establish that capital and wealth for myself. So around the time that the pandemic actually started, I was let go of my last job, and I decided that if I'm going to make that much sacrifice ever again, I'm going to do it for myself and for a business that obviously I believe in. So,
no, that makes
absolutely.
sense. Definitely makes sense. And Fitz, I hate to be a broken record. There's common themes out here that we hear from business owners that is motivating factors for them to take that next step. And, one of the reasons that we have this segment with this, type of direction that we go is because some of our listeners are thinking about this. What's holding you back? We have people on here that have made that leap. And so definitely pay attention, see their motivating factors, whatever, because I'm sure that you were scared, you were nervous to maybe, take that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Just honestly, some of the biggest challenges have been sticking to my vision, sticking to my guns when unforeseen events have come up. There's been times where I've had issues finding funding because I am completely self-funded. I haven't gotten a business loan or the PPP loan or anything that everybody else is kind of on right now or has been on the last year. I'm completely self-funded, as well as, there's been times where I've had people literally self-sabotage all of my inventory. They went out of their way to sabotage and actually destroy my inventory as well multiple times. So I had to literally pick myself up from the ground and just kind of act like nothing happened and continue to push on. So
absolutely. That leads me to a question here that we ask every entrepreneur that we run into, because I find this absolutely one of the more fascinating angles that is constant. I was going to ask you, have you ran into family, friends, these relationships that you had prior to your business, and then suddenly you realize maybe this person isn't in your corner, this person isn't really there rooting for you. People that you really thought were in your corner. I mean, I'm not here to throw any shade on anybody in particular, but the experience seems to be you mentioned people sabotaging your inventory. I mean, tell us a little bit about these relationships that you never thought would be like this.
Well, originally, my experience was positive, of course, trying to start everything. I just had to, the more that I realized I was inspiring other people by starting my business in the first place and just continuing to go with it and really just put in the effort, the more I realized that the real people that were around me that were inspired by me or that believed in me and supported me, we're going to do that regardless. And yeah, I did have to let go of people that just, it wasn't a mutually nourishing relationship anymore, whether it was a past relationship, some family members. I've even cut off some friends. It's just it's a time where you have to realize that, you know, if you want to do something more, sometimes the best way that you can help the people that you love and care about the most is by staying focused on exactly what your goal is, and then maybe coming back later on and saying, hey, if they stuck with me through the journey, then I got you, you know?
No, definitely, definitely. You have quite a few, you know, for America, just as a disclosure, this is my beautiful niece here. So, you know, I definitely want to, you know, fill out. So when I say that you have, you know, beautiful siblings, those are also my family. So I'm biased in that regard. So, but I definitely give shout outs to that. Is your siblings, you know, I see people talk about how they're doing this so that they see other people watch them and see something, you know, them become of some, you know, something. And do you think that your siblings are a
Absolutely.
motivating factor for you?
Well,
Yeah.
I know, you know, I'm the oldest of 7 kids. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always been or tried to be a leader and example to an extent that they'll be able to kind of just stay inspired to do what it is that they are meant to do and to find their purpose. And I see definitely that, I mean, I have brothers that have completely changed their life around and that are working for better, as well as, you know, we have some new family members that just came in recently in the past few months as well too, some babies and some families. And honestly, at this point, when I look around, all I see is progression. So I'm really looking forward to what I see in the next year or so as well too, when it comes to my siblings and my family.
I love that. I love that. I love anybody who has that, because one of the things that we are trying to promote is what are we leaving to the ones behind us, you know.
Exactly.
a
Exactly.
lot a lot of times that that starting line for us and others are not quite the same, because they may be 1-2 generations ahead of what was been left for them. And so when I see this, and that's why I promote this, I think that this we have to change our mindset, and it starts with, you know, people just like you. So I definitely appreciate that. I'm gonna turn this over to my co-host. What do you got for us, boss?
Well, first you could just leave this conversation, Mike. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I think I think it's great. You know, when we do get to talk to an entrepreneur, you know, and you know, actually someone that goes out and start their own thing, because that's tough. You know,
It
being
is,
able
but
to
it's
jump
worth
out.
it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's always tough jumping out on your own and not really knowing where you're gonna land right off the back. So
Absolutely.
so I definitely you know, commend that. I guess my first question is, because I mean I always ask this to each person that does start their own business. You know,
Mm-hmm.
for example, you know, me and my co-host here, we have a knack for this, you know, this type of platform. You know, being able to
Mm-hmm.
you know, go out and actually, you know, talk to people. That's the founding or the foundation of, you know, kind of what we do. So always ask, you know, each person, you know, what made you pick the particular avenue that you're in now. Like, have you had always had that, you know, that knack for that when you were younger, or kind of talk to me a little bit about that.
Honestly, at the time that I started, I was not only looking at what was making money and
Mm-hmm.
obviously what avenues I could start a business in that would make the most money, but what I would be passionate about
Yeah.
as well too, and what I would be able to put work in every day and feel great about myself doing. And so this, to be honest, thinking of the fact that I can wake up every day knowing that I am making some female that may feel like she's the average or she can't get access to some of the high quality products that she sees, you know, through social media, or maybe just, you know, she doesn't have the confidence to ask whoever she may see with it on out somewhere, you know, where they got it from. They can literally come to my website and
Yeah.
decide, I'm going to grab this, this, and this, and end with a whole basket and cart full of a delivery that's going to make them feel like the best version of themselves. And that really, to me, means something. Because if
Mm-hmm.
I'm empowering another woman, Baby, you better work it, live it, love it, period. It's a bittersweet life. You're trying to get the balance, whether you're a stay-at-home single mom, trying to work it out, or you're trying to just simply balance out your home life and your career, or, it could be anything, really. Guys even live a bittersweet life, and no matter what, you have to get up every single day and work it, live it, love it to make the best of it, period. So for me, that's why I got started. I want people to have that inspiration. I want people to see my stuff and be like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. If all these other girls that I see on here can do it, I can do it. Because anybody could be above average. It's just a matter of your choices.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing you mentioned, kind of the theme is, that self-love. It's gotta
absolutely
start. It's got to start, here. You know what I mean? So, in order for anybody to feel like they can be, great to somebody else, or have love for somebody else, or care
it starts
for somebody
with
else,
you.
it's got to start with you. So, and that's
absolutely
great that you have that in your business, where you're trying to reflect that to other people as well too. So, yeah, that's great. That's what we look for on these segments.
Absolutely.
We like to see that passion, So, so that's wonderful. The next question I would have, because obviously, I think you're on the West Coast, if I'm not
I'm
mistaken.
in Cali. I'm in sunny Dago. Yep.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about that. I know probably that particular type of I guess business may be different here where we're at versus over in California. So have you had any challenges? Because I know it's probably a little bit more competitive over there, most likely, but I'm not, have you seen any challenges or anything of that nature?
Well, the first thing that you need to realize with business and with having your own business is that not everybody is your customer. First and foremost.
Absolutely.
And I'm fine with that. And that's what you have to have kind of like stick to your guns about in the beginning. Is realizing that, hey, when I start my business, I know that I'm not expecting all my family and friends to be sitting here as my customers every single month paying my bills. You have to market to outside sources. So with that being said, I've had customers, and I do currently have customers across the entire country. It's not just California. We are an online business currently, though we are looking to become a storefront or brick and mortar in this coming year as one of our main goals coming up. But yeah, no, I mean, if you know that you want to work it, live it, love it, and you know that you live that life about positivity, progression, and just really trying to reach that next level, reaching your full potential, then you're going to connect with my brands, period. And I've had customers in Indiana too, so it's funny that you say that as well.
I'm just saying,
I've had numerous in Indiana. Anybody can be a baddie. This is countrywide. This is worldwide. Anybody can be a baddie as long as you're willing to work it, live it, love it, period. There's no question about it.
Seem like you got a shot, man. You got a shot. I was just trying to get that out there. You know what I mean?
Where you're just curious, my daughter, she does a lot of resale and stuff like that online, and she recently, I helped her ship something to Australia.
I love her, yeah.
And it was a different, where's your furthest order that you've had? Is it here in Indiana or?
No, actually, I've had New York, I've had Georgia, Florida, Maine, North Carolina. It just depends on, I guess, the day of the week.
No, that's cool. I just was curious, I don't know what they're doing up in Maine, but yeah, the rest of them places, no, they need
it up there too. They need it up there too.
I know. I was like, Maine? Oh, okay.
No, that's great stuff. That's great stuff. What else you got for us, co-host?
That was really my two main questions. That's why I always like to ask, because I like to see people passionate about what they do. I share that same passion with what I do, with technology and podcasting and all that other stuff. So seeing that same energy is exciting to me. So. All right. Welcome back to the Morning Smoke. We are now into our OT session with our business owner here. So happy that you're joining us back. This is the part where we, start to ask some other questions. So we'll see how it goes. But we had left off, kind of talking about her business, and definitely she has some good stuff. So if you didn't catch before, we'll definitely post those links and things of that nature at the end for sure, so that way you can go research and get all of that good beauty, hair care, all that good stuff. So definitely keep with us. But I'm going to actually turn over to my co-host because I want to see what questions he got first, and then I'm gonna lead in from there. So what you got? What you got? What's the next question, man?
Look, This is overtime. It's smoky. There's no need to beat around the bush. We're gonna jump right on in the fire. This is where we are talking to the Black community. That this is about hashtag accountability. So some of these questions just to see where the mindset is on some of our guests, and we're polling the community. That's why these questions are being asked. So if you're not been following, I don't know where you've been. It's been going on for 20 years, R. Kelly and his shenanigans. And so whether it be Aaliyah or the local high schools in Chicago, he
gonna sue us eventually.
He can't sue me from prison.
He need the money. So
that is true. That is true. So you're right about that.
Throwing it out there.
I'm gonna ask my guest. I don't know if you've been following Tron. It's okay if you haven't. I know you're busy. You out here hustling. From what you even know about R. Kelly, anything is not off the table. Do you think he's guilty of some of these things that's been, come up over the years? I mean, these underage girls. Ain't no need to sugarcoat
it. To be honest, I don't feel like I have enough facts about I don't follow his case to be able to give a solid opinion on it.
That's a great answer.
But I would say, I don't know, maybe on emotional intelligence or something. Maybe he's guilty.
There you go. Look, I just wanted to hear the
he just heard guilty. That's all he heard.
I just heard guilty. America knows what time it is with me. And to touch on it briefly to understand.
You don't have to touch on it every week.
Personally, no, because I'm gonna keep talking about this R. Kelly thing till he in prison. The thing about it, Cynthia, for me is that, in my opinion, one of the biggest treasures of the Black community is our young women, and
absolutely.
I think that we do not protect them. We do not listen to them. We do not elevate them to where they should, and I don't think we will ever.
I completely agree.
We will ever reach our maximum potential as a people or humanity in general until we elevate that woman the way that it should be. Now, predators that prey on that vulnerability in that area and exploit that angle have no place for me to pull any punches. So that's why I bring up R. Kelly. That's why I touch on this. And then, just so there's no confusion out there, because a lot of people will comment to me and they'll say, well, what about Woody Allen and what about this person? And I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about my community, and I'm talking about the accountability that we hold ourselves to, and we let people off the hook. So that's part of that. I know you ain't been following it, but that's the spirit of the question. Essentially,
12 weeks in a row, America. 12 weeks in a row.
I'm glad that she said guilty.
I love my people is what I will say, but we have some things we need to work on as a community, and I will be one of the first people to admit that, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I mean, I can only do what I can do, but I think that, one domino in the one domino out of the stack will do to drop correctly. Hopefully, so the next person will as well. So,
100%. Now, the next reoccurring topic in this segment is Bill Cosby. The co-host, do you got a problem with me talking about Cosby now?
I ain't got it. I'm here, so I'm gonna get fined. You know what I mean? Go for it.
Bill Cosby had a sentence recently vacated, and it was due to some legal technicality. So that is what it is. But he was convicted for essentially.
At one point.
I'm just saying he was convicted for drugging women and having sex with them without their consent. Now, I don't know if you followed that. Yeah,
that's a guilty.
If you need to know nothing else about the, let's just say you don't know every detail, but the spirit of it is. My problem with this is.
That's a guilty. I have everything against that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I have young daughters, college age, and they're very vulnerable there. There's just no way you can give consent when you're drugged.
he didn't give the whole story, but
exactly
in that aspect, it is guilty. Yes, in that aspect that he
I'm
gave.
just
Yes.
talking about. I consider him
I just wish you gave the
a
whole story.
rapist because even if I don't know all the facts, the woman could go there voluntarily. She could be anticipating whatever it is, but in the end, when you're drugged or you're under the influence, I personally don't believe consent is a thing. I want you to be in your right mind when you give that. So that's
Absolutely.
a big problem for me. So I don't know what I'll give it to my guest for, a second or so. What are your thoughts on that?
I am all about, especially as a 3-time DV survivor, protecting our women. I do not play about that whatsoever. I don't play about our safety. I don't play about the way we need to be treated. And I do not play about our value. So for me, that kind of hits home. And I'm more disappointed than anything in that being someone that's in our community that, may not have made the best choices, best moral choices in life. So, I do take that. I take accountability though for him being a part of the community. I will say that, but I just wish we would do a lot better than we do. Is what I will say.
I agree. Nobody should be drugged for sure, but I think there's some other parts to the story that needs to be told. But yes,
yeah, of
I
course.
agree.
This is just
nobody
based on what was said.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely. Go ahead and finish because I know you got some other stuff too. Go ahead.
I don't want no smoke.
You do.
I want to make sure my co-host has the.
This is the smoke. What do you mean?
No.
He definitely wants the smoke. He wants the smoke.
That's what I say every week, and I'll let my audience translate what that means. I will say that I want my co-host to have every opportunity to say his take because I don't want to be accused later.
No. You're good. Go for it.
Okay, good. And look, Cynthia, just bear with us because I'm working with, All
right. You working
Speak
with
your piece.
You're working with the best. That's what you're working with. That's okay. Go ahead.
I will say, look, I appreciate my co-host, but he don't take my gratefulness. Next question to our guest. I know you're out west. And I don't want to. This is an elevated figure out in Cali. So I don't want to do I'm not gonna be disrespectful on this. Kobe Bryant.
Love him.
Kobe Bean Bryant. And I will ask you this before I get to the basketball question. He did have an incident, a trial back in Colorado. Out there. It probably was on every channel and every newspaper and all that. Any thoughts on that Kobe rape situation? Was that
Actually, I'm not knowledgeable about that. To be honest. Okay. I love him as a player and as an ambitious athlete. I'm not really knowledgeable about that. I don't really follow as much. I'd like to follow more as far as just being knowledgeable, but I'm more focused on just working my business every day, to be honest. So I don't see or hear about things I don't purposely put in my psyche.
I got you 100%. So that's fine.
I'll help you out. Kobe Bryant, he cheated on his wife, but it was accused as rape. It wasn't rape. He just cheated on his wife. That's what it was. So it was consent.
Yeah, I don't know the facts to it. I just know I love him as an athlete.
I just wanted to give you what was said in the courtroom. That was it.
I didn't drug
it. Well, black people in the courtroom is very
true. Absolutely.
I agree.
There's a reason why there's a rumor that we don't go to trial. We'll say that.
Yes,
we'd rather
true.
not.
Very true.
So
very true. Very true.
I agree 100% with that as well. Now, Kobe as the basketball player. I'm going to give you 3 names, and I need you to go ahead and rank them in order for me, based on it could be whatever criteria you want to use. I don't care if it's whatever. I got Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and LeBron, the GOAT James.
Okay, so let's start with Kobe first, because I am all West Coast all day, period. And he was a player that I don't know if I'll ever see again in my lifetime. I have to give him that credit. After Kobe, I would say, honestly, I would have said differently years ago, but I will say LeBron after Kobe and then Jordan. Reason being is because I know that Jordan funded multiple jails and prisons, and there's just certain things that don't sit all the way right with me with that. I know basketball, okay, cool. I love the fact that he had work ethic and that he got where he needs to go after feeling inferior originally and all that stuff. Cool. But yeah, no, I love LeBron as a family man. I love the fact that there's a big problem with people either loving or not liking LeBron. I love that because that shows that no matter what, obviously he's doing something right for you to even be talking, which I appreciate. And I love point blank period in any person that's pursuing their goals and their dreams. So, but Kobe he was the brand and the player. That's why I love Kobe. He was the brand and the player. He gave you the attitude and everything as far as the work ethic to back it up and really put it out there and had no shame about it. And I love that in general, and that's what you have to do to work it, live it, love it.
I'm gonna give you credit for the Kobe because I'm glad you didn't say LeBron first, so I'm okay with that. That's fine. I definitely agree with the prison thing. Jordan was wrong for that, absolutely 100%. So I agree with that. I agree with LeBron being.
And
a
then
great
who goes
man.
to golf after basketball? I'm not even gonna. I don't know.
Well, that's an old man game. Some old men go to golf, so old men go to horseshoes. That's it just happens. But I agree with all of that. Basketball, yeah, Jordan above LeBron. But that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead, Cole. Go ahead.
I will say this to touch on Kobe. How was it? I know how we see it on TV when that tragedy occurred. When he passed and his daughter passed, and the other people on that helicopter as well. That ride. I don't want to discount them, but
absolutely.
In talking about Kobe, how was the atmosphere there in Cali? I mean, when that happened, was that like a?
I can't speak for the entire West Coast when I say this, but I think I might be able to speak for the entire West Coast when I say this. When I say that every true Kobe fan was in tears. I was. I was so disappointed I couldn't even go to the retirement game. I was in tears for that, and then hearing the passing made me. I had like at least 3 days where I couldn't even throw a balled up piece of paper in a trash can and say Kobe because I was that emotional about it. We had a great that left us. That's always something tragic, and to just give respect to and a moment of silence. For me, it happened to be a couple of moments of silence. So,
no, I agree with that. I was heartbroken about it too, because that's somebody I grew up with essentially. So it was definitely touching for sure. So
yeah, I was just curious. I had my differences with Kobe earlier in his career. And some of the
as did everybody.
And but that's what you spoke to. I want to say that it's exactly what you said about LeBron. You love or you hate, and that means something when the emotions is so polarized, right?
Absolutely.
And so I was one of those Kobe haters. But that's because of respect, really. Him beating my team, I lived. I'm here in Indiana. I remember the 2000 finals when the Pacers faced the Lakers. I never let go of that pain and hurt because all I want is one. Kobe, you got 5 rings. Give us one. So
right. That's what I love him for, though.
So take the foot off the throat sometimes. But no, I learned
for what. I love that.
No, that was one of his endearing things, but. Honestly, I learned to respect him later in his career, post basketball, more than I ever did on the court, because I think that it showed a different side of him when he wasn't as competitive.
Definitely
and he got to see him as a father, as a role model that you finally could see like a businessman, a motivator in a different way. And I thought that was really great for his image, and he really salvaged. He brought a lot of those haters in, like me, when he retired. And so I definitely had a different, level of respect for him then. But no, I just wanted to touch on that, being that you're out west. And lastly, I do want to say that, or I wanted to ask you. I'm sorry. This vaccine that's going around, California's got its whole different, politics, and it's coronavirus. They've been a different type of lockdown and different type of requirements and all kind of things that's happened out there. Way different than here in Indiana. 2 different states, 2 different politics.
Yeah.
What is your take on how is the pandemic life out there in Cali? I mean,
Well, LA, from what I hear and what I've seen recently, just went back to the mask mandate as part of California that is more populated, I guess. And that just in general, the city, people are just usually more outside, more, active, as well as San Diego too. But there's just honestly right now, it's, you kind of see the panic in some people's faces when they don't have a mask on, or because what the rule is out here is that if you don't have a mask on and you're in a store, restaurant, a public place, whatever, it's the assumption, or it's under the assumption that you've gotten vaccinated, which is not true for everyone, because they don't have it mandated right now in California. Personally, I try to always wear a mask, just regardless of vaccination. I still always do, because we have new variants outside the Delta that I'm hearing about that are coming out now too. So I'm just really cautious of that. But you can kind of see the panic and in people's faces. It's not as people are more humble, I feel like, with the attitude that you see around you, but they're also more cautious, is what I will say, for sure. There's not a cough or a clearing of the throat that goes by without kind of a side eye, or maybe a walk by. It's very, everybody, I think right now, especially in the US, is very cautious because of not only what we have going on politically, but we have everything with what's going on in foreign countries as well too. That's kind of affecting what we feel about what was currently going on with the pandemic, and affecting how we feel about this and even paying attention to it in the first place. As well as, I would say, just the natural fear from people. I've even heard people that take the vaccine that are completely frightened about everything, even still, because, you can still be a carrier if you have it. So there's just a lot of caution right now, I would say.
I definitely wanted to ask because we can go about what we see on mainstream media or TV, but you're on the ground there. I wanted a firsthand account of what you're seeing out there, so I definitely appreciate that. Sometimes you just can't get a feel by watching just CNN or whatever it may be. So, all right, well, I definitely
you can't. You really can. They cut and broadcast.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Fitz, did you have anything that you wanted to touch on topic wise before we?
No, let's hit this lightning round. I'm ready.
Well, I don't know where my guest been. This was the lightning. We went.
No. I'm saying finish up the lightning round. That's what I'm saying. Finish up.
Okay.
Get to where we need to go. I know where we're going. Let's get there.
Look, I'm excited. The last question I got for my my guest is simply, and this is where we're gonna get. This is anticipation of the comments. So you guys don't have to text me or whatever it may be. America's going to want to know, are you single? Are you taken? Are you off the market? Are you on the market? Are you looking? You're not looking? What are we talking about here? So I'm asking the questions before you guys ask me to ask.
Mute your mic, Mike. Mute your mic. We don't need to hear. You can actually leave. Actually, thank you.
I'm currently single and dating. Yeah, that's just where I'm at the moment.
Well, look, I didn't hear look, this is my niece, so it's I did not hear that she's married, co-host. I didn't hear that somebody has done the right thing and taken her off the market.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Somebody
slipping.
There's a chance, America. There's still a chance. So
somebody's slipping somewhere.
As long as you work it, live it, love it.
That's been the theme. That's been the theme of the interview. So I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're going to close it out.
Absolutely.
I'm deeply grateful for your story. You sharing your journey with us. We're definitely going to post your information on there, and I really thank you for having some fun with us here in Overtime. I do want to close out because not everybody picks up on this, from beginning to end. So if you can close out with your contact information again, I want to make sure that we get every opportunity for people to know where to find it and how to get your merchandise.
Absolutely. So once again, guys, of course, America, this is BiddaSweet. You can find all the products that you need to work it, live it, love it at www.BiddaSweetLife.myshopify.com. Also find me on all social media networks at BiddaSweetLife, BIDDA, Sweet Life, all one word. And of course, I'd be happy to help you work it like a baddie.
Nice.
Good stuff. Go ahead and close us out, boss.
Okay. So again, thank you, BiddaSweet, for stopping by for the Morning Smoke and kind of going over all that information. Thanks for having some fun with us for this OT session. So we definitely appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me as well, too.
Absolutely. So we will have, again, all the links up for you out there if you want to shop at BiddaSweet. So we will have that for you as well. Also, you can reach us as well on the Morning Smoke podcast. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook. You can also listen to us on the radio on our sponsor station, JQLN Radio, on Mondays from 10 to 11 a.m. You can also find us on Spotify and Anchor FM as well, too. So just real quick, I want to, he didn't mention it this time, America. I was waiting for the Marvel DC comment. It's okay. I'm gonna let it slide. I ain't gonna mention. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. No, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. No, it's cool because I know why you did it, and it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
No, you know what? I want this right here.
No, we ain't got time. We ain't got time.
No. BiddaSweet, I want to ask you. Are you a DC or a Marvel girl?
Oh God. I didn't know I was gonna have to choose between the two.
Choose ye this day.
Because I am such a Wonder Woman fan, I'm gonna have to go with that side.
I knew it. I just knew Amelia.
I am such a Wonder Woman fan. Like, it's all about female empowerment over here. That's the theme.
I knew a Miller was going to come out. I saw a different last name, and I was just hoping a Miller wouldn't come out, but it did. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's cool.
I'm a DC fan too, but you know what? Wonder Woman, that's my girl.
But it's just her though, right? It ain't nobody else. I can get with it if it's just Wonder Woman only. Nobody else. You don't like anybody else on the DC side?
Well, that's the one that I'm gonna vouch for. Period.
Okay.
Well, no, I love a lot of other characters. However, for me, making sure that I'm making sure I'm representing for our women right now. So Wonder Woman, get to it. That's my girl. That's my girl.
That's an acceptable answer. That's okay. I'll roll with that. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Right, well, I appreciate you.
She knows how to work it, live it, love it. Why? So you can't be mad at that.
That's true. Very true.
Listen, the DC Marvel debate is over. America, we got the answer here. DC, and in this case, I'll give all the credit. Look, led by Wonder Woman in this instance, I'm good with that because I have faith she'll take on anybody.
Absolutely.
And that's fine.
She will. She's got the heart. She'll do it.
I know what I'm stacked against. It's okay. I'll take it this week. That's fine.
we appreciate you staying with us. Definitely had some fun, and we'll have to have you back. We'll check on you here, later down the road and see how you've grown, and hopefully you don't forget about us little people along the way. So we can come back on and
I would never forget about you guys. I'd never forget about the smoke.
There you go. All right. Well, I appreciate you. Tune in next week, and we definitely appreciate y'all viewing and listening. Peace out.
Peace.